What's up, everybody? Garrett Jings up here in the broadcast booth for what will appear to be an even better Season 2. We had a great series in Season 1. Shane Hart coming fresh off his 9-win championship run season. He will now look and turn his attention to tonight and next week for the Inspired 250 to start his championship defense. For several other drivers, for pretty much the remainder of the field, this season will be solely getting to the top. With that being said, welcome to Daytona, welcome to the first race of the season, and welcome to the Inspired Racing League clash at Daytona before the big event. I'd like to thank our sponsors tonight, Admin Box, and of course the Inspired Racing League, for putting on this series. And believe it or not, this is going to be probably one of the best seasons you'll ever see. So right now, get our little countdown to green going. New faces in a lot of places tonight. As a matter of fact, manufacturers, they're gone. Manufacturer teammates are gone. Everybody has their own team this season, whoso wanted one. With that being said, first we're going to look at the teams for this season. We'll start with page 1. Whoops. So, of course, Falcon Motorsports, Elijah Fisher, Chris Loda, Joseph Maddox, Mike Hauser. Full Throttle Union consists of Hammerhand, Henson, Robert Wilhoit, and Thomas Hernandez, and on down through the field. But just when you think that's all the teams, there is still some more. Whoops, wrong one. We'll get to that part in a minute. The remainder of the teams Inspire Motorsports with the defending champion, Shane Hart. Darcy Hart not in attendance tonight, but will be here for the 250. Stephen Henning Jr., Tyler Stone. For the Loners, that's what they decide to call themselves. Don't ask me. Cade Kennan and Colton Ward. H&W Motorsports, Jason Williams and the Hataways of James and Bobby. And then Simtech Racing. Tonight for Cup consists of A.J. Thompson and Paul Chavez. He likes to be called Paul. We're going to go with that. The new faces and new places. You can see them here. The Pacey in the 00. Joseph Maddox jumps from the 01 to the 6. James Hadaway, Hammerhand. All these drivers are in different numbers, or they are the new faces. With that being said, we got a little bit of time beforehand. The tower goes up. Let's first see if we cannot talk with our defending champion this year in Shane Hart. Shane Hart, Garrett Jings up here in broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Hey, buddy. Yes, I do. What's up?
Well, buddy, first off, a lot of people don't know, went through surgery over the off season. First, how's the leg?
It's feeling decent. A little bit of pain from sitting, but I think we'll be all right.
Well, as for tonight, of course, you are the reigning champion, coming off of 9 wins this season. How do you look forth? What is it going to take to try to defend this championship against some of the best?
Yeah, it's going to take the best. I got to have a way better year than I did last year, I think, to beat some of these guys. So there's a lot of hungry guys out there, and, I look forward to the competition. So, we'll have fun with it.
Well, buddy, last question, then I'll let you get ready for qualifying coming up. Is there anybody want to thank or shout out friends, family, sponsors, etc.? The floor is yours.
Yeah, my new teammates this year, Darcy, Steven, and Tyler. We're looking forward to working with them this year, and thank you for broadcasting for us. And yeah, that's about all I got.
All right, buddy. Shane Hard tonight will start his quest to defend his Cup Series championship. Best of luck to you. Hopefully, we'll talk to you at the end of this thing.
Thanks, brother.
Yep. With that being said, Shane R has got a lot of challengers to go through tonight, from upstart rookies to drivers who we saw last year really make a statement. By make a statement, I know one. And I'm going to get in contact with him right now. And a lot of you will probably know the name of a driver about to be interviewed right now, sitting 10th on the board. Colton Ward, Garrett Jings up here in broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Hello.
Well, buddy, it was a standout season, half of a season for you last year. You come into your first full-time season with Inspire. What are the expectations that you feel like the number 42 Sporky car can get tonight?
I mean, honestly, I'm probably just gonna ride in the back. I think, try and survive, and then I'll try and pounce at the very end. Honestly, so it's probably gonna be I'll be in the back most of the race.
Well, buddy, you got a long season ahead. What is in one way do you think will be the best to kick off the season, get the season started on a good note?
To get that first win right away.
What better place to do it than at the World Center of Racing, buddy? But,
Yep.
well, buddy, I'll let you get ready for qualifying coming up. Best of luck to you. We look forward to seeing how your first rookie season, full rookie season, goes. If it's anything like last year, we'll see you in the Final Four.
All right.
All right, for Colton Ward, trying to get the Daytona win, return to victory lane. Best of luck to you, buddy.
Thank you.
With that being said, I know we're going through interviews rapidly. I got more time than I know what to do with. With that being said, this driver personally requested an interview. We're going to get both him and his driver / teammate in here. But first, let's get the driver of the now number 12, Brent Hammerhand, up here in the booth. Brent Hammerhand, Garrett Jing is up here in broadcast booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, buddy, of course, I'm going to be blunt here, as right now you're on camera. But I'm going to be blunt here. Last season, expectations to a lot of people's eyes, myself included, and I know you felt like was not met last season. How do you take all that frustration from last season and try to put together another great season, because you are the reigning and defending Clash at Daytona champion coming into tonight?
I had, yeah, hadn't thought about that one. Kind of put the past in the past. New season, new teammates. We're gonna move on. We're moved on. Honestly, I hadn't even thought about that question being asked.
Well, buddy, I do want to ask tonight, now you're in a whole nother environment, team owner this season. As a whole, how do you feel like, what are some of the goals and expectations you expect the Full Throttle Union to be able to put together this season?
We've talked quite a bit in our little chat that we have, and we're all kind of on the same page with everything. Just pushing forward and learning from mistakes, learning from each other, and just going forward. No matter what, we go forward.
All right, buddy. Well, Brent, best of luck to you tonight. You are the defending Clash winner. We look forward to seeing if you can defend it. Best of luck to you tonight, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing.
Sounds good, brother. You guys have a good night. Have fun up there.
You too, buddy. Well, that being said, from one Full Throttle Union member to another one, if I can find him, he appears to have left me. So right now, Josh Henderson not in his chat at the moment, so we're going to have to wait for him. But now, with 5 minutes remaining in practice right now, the top 10, Tyler Stone for, well, I said that. So right now, Pacey top of the board with Jeffrey Peppers, Tyler Stone, Thompson, Farmer, Williams, Hauser, Cannon, Chavez, and Maddox, the top 10 as they stand. That being said, let's get to a driver who I know met a lot of disappointment last season and how the finale ended. All right, now the quest for an Inspire Cup Series championship starts now. Let's get the driver of the 4, Elijah Fisher, in here. Elijah Fisher, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast, but you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, elephant in the room, not how you wanted last season to really end. But I wanted to ask you a couple of hard-hitting questions. One, the owner of Falcon Motorsports, as a team perspective, what are your expectations for that team tonight? And then kind of walk me through, because we've seen some very, in my opinion, very positive changes to the rule book. No fast repairs, all that stuff. Tell me, what is the expectations, not just as your team, but the entire league itself going forward this season?
Yeah, I think, with the things that we came up with and adjusted in the rule book, right, we're going to have a lot better racing. The product overall here is taking a more realistic turn. So I know a lot of our fans were questioning, why are there cars that are getting wrecked in races and then they can just come out there like nothing happened? Well, we changed that, so damage now obviously more realistic. So that would have been known as a fast repair. We took away the fast repairs and said, hey, let's go with the realistic approach on that. And then just all the other things that we've got in place behind the scenes with, for drivers, like their expectation, their standards have been like, hey, we're going for more quality racing over, aggressive forms. And yeah, overall, I think with the league, we've made a lot of good moves and we've got a lot of new faces out here, which is always exciting. And yeah, as a driver, I mean, I'm happy to get to the Final Four. That's, my end goal every year, whether we win the championship or not. But new ride, new era for myself. And I think the 16 cars got a lot to prove yet. We've got a lot of learning to do and a lot of studying with the team. I'm just happy to have Joseph and Chris and Mike on this team. And we're gonna work so hard together and do what we can, and I'm just glad to have good old Joseph back with me.
All right, buddy. For Elijah Fisher tonight, the quest for redemption after coming off a 4-win season, but ultimately a 4th place in points will start tonight. Elijah, best of luck to you. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing and get the night start off right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. A lot of emotions coming into tonight. Last season, great in so many ways, but tonight, will not really say a new era, so to speak, but pretty much a step in the right direction. Of course, you're noticing something different. It was made official last season I would step down for full-time commentary in the Cup Series and in the Saturday Night Series. So no race control tonight. Aaron Stanton is now the race control as he looks to strap in and get ready for tonight. That's why you don't hear no drivers in the background. But I do want to talk about, I said I was going to talk to somebody else from the Full Throttle Union who had a breakout playoff run. Looks to take it up a notch even more. Let's get Hot Shot Henderson in here. Josh Henderson, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Got you, Garrett. What's up, buddy?
Oh, not a whole lot. Well, first off, just mentioned right before I brought you in here, the amazing Game 7 moment at North Wilkesboro. You were able to put on. Unfortunately, the Final Four did not work out how you wanted. But I want to ask you, tonight, new ride, new team, new sponsor. What is the expectations for the 17 this season?
We're going to win the whole thing, man. That's the goal here. So Yeah, I'm excited to have a new group of guys here to work with. Want to help them any way I can, and hopefully they can help me any way they can. It should be exciting just to honestly get to know some of these guys. You know, it's interesting. You race with them, but you don't know them. And so I've probably talked to Brett and Thomas more the last couple days than I have all last season. So should be fun to work with them. Excited for that. Honestly, I'm just happy I got the car to fire up right now. I've been lagging and getting disconnected, so we finally, I think, worked out the kinks, and we at least got a lap right there before the end of practice. So just need to keep it on track now.
Well, Josh, I do want to ask you one more time before we get you ready for qualifying. What is there to expect tonight as far as racing goes? Do you feel like it'll be a pretty straightforward night? What's your opinion on tonight, and what can we expect?
I think it's going to be a tale of two stories. I think you're going to start with guys just kind of wanting to get to know their new teammates, kind of get to know each other. There's a lot of new guys in the league. Super happy that so many people showed up. Like we all talk about, let's hope we can keep those numbers throughout the season. And I think the second half is going to be chaos. So we'll see. I think at the end of the day, there's some points on the line, but not a ton of points on the line, and it's a good opportunity to go get a checkered flag.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you tonight. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing.
Yeah, let's make a show, man. Thank you.
Yep. So, of course, right now, practice completed. Qualifying up next for the first time this season. We're going to give you all the action tonight. And up next, all right. Well, right now, Colton Ward already a black flag. Not surprised. But for Colton Ward, the start of what should be a phenomenal season, if it's anything like last year. He will not be posting a first-time lap, however. That will belong to North Carolina's own Cade Steele Cannon. But right now, Cannon will be the first driver to officially post a lap. Right behind him, Travis Farmer, one of the new faces here and Inspired. Right behind him, Jeffrey Peppers. Had a great end of the season last season. Started a little bit late. Actually started within the last 3 races of the playoffs. But showed great speed. Tyler Stone will be next. And there's still a star-studded list of others. But James Hadaway in a beautiful number 8 Monster Energy will be bringing us down. Meanwhile, we'll focus back in on Cade Cannon, who off in turn 4. Well, right now, Cannon's within the 25-0 range. Right now, dead even with a couple other drivers at the line. Cade Cannon, the first lap to beat a 49.779. Well, at the line, Brent Hammerhand. Nope, Travis Farmer top of the board, 49.116. Lyota second, Peppers third. We're going to update the ticker as best we can. Well, right now, Shane Hart in brand new colors. As James Hadaway top of the board. Well, just talked to him and he said he wanted to start the night on a good note. Josh Henderson, a 49.067 for Henderson through the pole. Right now, Shane Hart, the defending champion. Where does he rank? Survey says first lap isn't enough. A 56.61. Right now, dead last. How about Tyler Stone, top of the board right now? Elijah Fisher, number 16. Greg Biffle throwback on the track. We'll go through a couple more drivers. Robert Will Hoyt Another one of them in new colors and a very great looking number 22 Pennzoil. How about Stephen Henning? 78 Toyota to the front. Over Tyler Stone, Bobby Hadaway in the third. Well, right now, focus back in on defending champion Shane Har. Is enough to knock Henning off the front row. It is not. Third quickest with a 49.056. Well, that being said, a couple more drivers yet to post a lap. Right now, we're looking at Bobby Hadaway in a nationwide number 88. Elijah Fisher, 17th quickest for his first lap. Well, Hadaway right now sitting in fourth, 49.058. Can he improve? To the front row for Hadaway. Survey says not. 49.088. Well, right now we'll focus back in on Elijah Fisher. Well, you know Fisher, if you know Fisher and how he qualifies, it's always a throwaway lap on the super speedways. Elijah Fisher, survey says a 49.120, 16th quickest. Well, right now, Paul Chavez in one of my favorite beers as time runs out right at the start of it. Well, that being said, Stephen Henning Jr. off to a great start for tonight. We're actually about to interview him. Stephen Henning, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Do you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, there.
Well, buddy, put me and Teresa Fisher's car on the front row. Hell of a job, but I want to talk to you real quick. Two things. One, what can we expect tonight, racing-wise? How do you feel like? Because we know these next-gen cars, if you've looked at any of my other broadcasters across all other leagues, they are a handful. They can generate runs, and they are very easy to lose the draft. So my first question, what do you feel like we can expect tonight? And secondly, after coming up short both in ARCA and Cup, not having the best Cup playoffs like you wanted, running second in ARCA, how do you take all that from last season and try to put together a better season to this go around?
I mean, it's all on the team here. This team here, we've all come into this draft, and we all got picked by Teresa to go out there and put on a show for you guys every week. And I mean, I got a fighter under my ass like you wouldn't believe after losing that Xfinity ARCA championship the way I did. But I mean, just fires me up to go out here and do it again and put on one hell of a show for you guys.
Well, buddy, best of luck to you tonight. We'll let you get ready for the start here. Look forward to seeing how this season plays out. Look forward to seeing how speed weeks go for you. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you. You have a good time up there.
You too, bud. So Stephen Henning on pole for tonight. We'll go ahead and go through the starting grid. Try to talk to a couple more drivers. Stephen Henning on pole. Pacey will, the 00 Pacey, one of the new faces tonight. He'll roll off second. Jason Williams, Tyler Stone, third and fourth. Thomas Hernandez, the defending champion, Shane Har, rolls off sixth. Bobby Hadaway, Josh Henderson, seventh and eighth. Jeffrey Peppers, James Hadaway, ninth and 10th. Robert McKay and Brent Hammerhand, the defending Clash winner, rolls off 12th. On down through the field of 24 strong. Robert Wilhoit, Travis Farmer, 13th, 14th. Darcy Hard and Elijah Fisher, 15th, 16th. Justin Maddox, Mike Hauser, 17th and 18th. Chris Lauda, Kate Cannon, 19th and 20th. Colton Ward will come off in the 21st spot next to A.J. Thompson. And Paul Chavez and David McCullough will round out the field, 23rd and 24th. See if we cannot get one of these these new faces in here. Hey, Pacey, Gary Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Buddy, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, buddy, one of the new faces tonight, and obviously you've already made quite a performance starting in second. I want to ask you, what's the game plan tonight for the 00? Is it merely to survive or stay at the front? What's the game plan?
I'm not sure. Haven't quite figured that out yet. Stay at the front as long as I can, but try to just stay out of trouble. Especially having no fast repairs, it's going to be a kind of a challenge, especially at these restrictor plates. So, just hoping that this PBR Racing 00 car can have a good showing. This will be my last showing for quite some time. So.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you tonight. Hopefully we can talk to you at the end of this thing.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, that being said, the field takes the one to go. We got time for maybe just possibly one more interview. Choose wisely. Get Mike Hauser in here. Mike Hauser, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Not a whole lot. New start to the season right now. Rolling off 17th in the 43 after one of the most consistent seasons that we saw last year. The regular season champion ultimately finishing second in the points. I want to ask you, what's the game plan for the 43 coming into tonight?
Tonight, you know what? Tonight, I think we're just gonna try to learn a bit more about super speedway racing. I'm definitely not my strongest style or not my strongest type of racing. So, try to learn some things, get used to some of these new folks out here, and maybe try to lead some laps out front. So, have a good start to the season here, carry some momentum, and most importantly, have some fun.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you tonight. I'll let you get ready for the start here. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this day.
Sounds good. Thank you, Garrett.
Yep. All right. So, Mike Hauser starting off 17th tonight. Well, with that being said, field in the middle of 3 and 4. Well, even though it was a very short off season, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at best, felt too long at times. The league that started, the Raging Idiot Racing Network, returns tonight, covering all the action. Stephen Henning will bring them down to United Restart Zone. We're rolling. Down back straightaway, 00. Pacey out to the early lead. Tyler Stone right in second, and the champion Shane Harr will drop down to the bottom with Stone. Inspire Motorsports quickly charging to the front. Josh Anderson already making moves. Second car on the outside lane is right now at the bottom 3 is all Inspire Motorsports. Tyler Stone to lead them off turn 4. Of course, the big thing with these cars, you can get runs better than any other car on this platform. The runs, the checkups, everything will be about as big as you can imagine. It's going to allow a lot of drivers to make a lot of moves early. But right now, Tyler Stone leads down the back straightaway. In a push for Shane Harr, you look at him, all up inside the radiator. Whoops, hit the wrong button. But right now, Stone continuing to lead. Harr in second, Henning third. Jason Williams and Thomas Hernandez, the top 5. Right now, Jason Williams, fastest lap of the race, will go on back through the field. Right now, Let's look at somebody who we expect to have a comeback season, so to speak. Go up 3 more spots in points. You're right on board with Elijah Fisher right now. Meyer deep in the middle of this field. 12th, actually. But right now, right in the outside lane. Really not a lot of action out of that outside lane tonight. Expected a little bit more. But we'll see how the rust can generate with these cars. Down back straightaway, Stone continually 1 car hard off the wall. Bleed out of Robert Wilhoit. Lurking in the background. Ever so patiently. Well, he called his shot early. Said that he was going to ride. Did not want to be at the front or did not want to start making any moves till the end. You're right on board with Colton Ward. Right now, you see Darcy Hard, new colors for Hard, John Deere on the hood this year. Right now, you hear Ward really playing with the gas. A lot of drivers not really trying to do as much right now. Outside lane starting to come back with the 00, followed by Hadaway, Fisher, Hauser, Maddox, and Wilhoit. But right now, it is still an Inspired Motorsports top 3. But right now, see just a lot of patience going on. Right now, we're probably going to see a lot throughout the night. Drivers just try and ride, not really try to push the issue. Of course, rule changes this year. A lot more stricter than what they were at the start of the race or at the start of the last season. Now you cause a wreck against an EOL. You cause a second wreck, you're done. You're out of the race. It's a DQ in the EOL for next season or for next week. The other thing, the major thing, no fast repairs. Whatever damage you get, you're stuck with it. It can be 30 seconds required. It could be 15 minutes required. It could be 30 seconds required. And it can be 15 minutes optional or more. And then a recent update a few months back, you got too much damage, you're done. You're out of the race. iRacing will not deem you fit or the car to continue being in the race. You will be done. You will be out, and it will be a DNF. So a lot more at risk this season compared to last season. And really, it's going to shape up the points, the championship, and really the driver's skill and awareness to think, well, maybe I shouldn't push it this hard this early. All right, now, still top 5 single filed out. We're going to look at Josh Henderson. They're right now side by side with the 00 Steel. And how about this? Former rival, now Boston teammate, the Full Throttle Union of Brent Hammerhand and Josh Henderson starting to come up. Look at Fisher taking it 3 wide. Well, of course, Falcon Motorsports, Fisher's new team for this season right now. You got 3 of them, was right behind the other. Maddox jumped down the line and jumped right back up, but you got Fisher in the 16, Hauser in the 43. You got Maddox back there in the 6, no longer the 01. You also got Chris Lyotta in the mix as well. Lyotta back there in the 22nd spot, just riding. And that's all you can do. This little group here, as a matter of fact, I feel like it is part of their plan just to ride for the moment. You heard it was Colton Ward's idea. But right now, they're going to go right around Kane Cannon. Well, Cannon and Colton, both teammates this season. Of course, they're part of the loaners. That would be Race Control, Aaron Stanton's group. But right now, Shane Harr decided he was tired of waiting, jumped to the outside lane. Shane Harr Will the defending champion lead his first laps of the season? No. But that double zero already strong, and here comes James Hadaway, one of the standouts from the ARCA series. Well, now called the Thunder series. That's a whole nother twist and a whole nother can of worms we'll get into later. But one of the standouts from the ARCA series earned his full-time ride this season with H&W Motorsports. And right now, running in fourth. But here comes Shane Hart back to the bottom. Right now you see Shane getting pushed by his teammate Stone. Easy pushes, knows not to push to the truck. Caution's out. Joseph Maddox has spun. Exit of turn 4, and we are under caution for the first time tonight. Man. Well, 10 laps in, 70 to go. Well, let's see what's happened to Joseph. You hear the car brakes, so something finally let go underneath the hood. Let's see what happens. Well, he's already spun right here, so we got to back it up a little bit further. Set up down the back straight away from the far chase cam. Well, here comes the 24. Well, first I think you heard the checkup. Matt's had a checkup. Cannot get it off the wall from there. He's just going to get turned by the 31, but Art McKay, I mean, they're all out of space. There's nothing they can really do. Let's rewind it one more time. Rewind it one more time. We'll go on with some onboards here. Try to dissect this best we can. We're right here. Massive checkup. I talked about the runs earlier. That is what I mean. You get such a big run. Unfortunately, Maddox had to lift. Got a little loose. 24 gets into him. From there, see Bobby Hadaway. Not know what to do. They all pretty much run out of room. And from there, McKay's just going to make contact. Go ahead and send the 6 around. And that is all she wrote for Joseph Maddox. Right now, meatball flag on Maddox. That is more than likely done for the night. Let's ride on board with him. Hit the wrong button. Next on board shot, we'll go on board Robert McKay. So I should do it from the roll bar camera. But really, you see how far back he is. He's not going to anticipate this checkup that it really generates right there, already on it, trying to get out the gas. Gas is up, trying to get through it. Unfortunately, runs out of room. That's all she wrote. Give Joseph Maddox a little bit of time to cool off before we pull him in here for an interview. Possibly see his take of what happened. But from the Raging Idiot Racing blimp camera, of course there's a Raging Idiot driving this thing, so don't make him mad. But right there, just nothing really you can do at that point. Every man for himself. Well, right now, top 20 as they run. Let's see if we can't get in contact with Bobby Hadaway first, see what the damage is like. Bobby Hadaway, Garrett Jenkins up here in the broadcast booth. Do you got a copy, buddy?
I do, yes, sir.
Well, buddy, we saw the contact. First, I wanted to ask you, how bad is the damage to the 88?
I got a little wheel damage. I went in. I had like 56 seconds of optional. I went ahead and took it all. We'll see right here, see what happens.
Well, buddy, I do want to ask an early caution. How does this affect the remainder of the race for you?
I'm going to kind of ride back here and see how my car does, see what I got to work with, and try to just bide my time, man, and see what I can do toward the end of this thing. Be there at the finish.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. We'll let you get back up there with your teammates. And hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing.
Me too, man. Good luck.
You too, bud. We can't get another. See if we cannot get an interview with Joseph Maddox. Joseph Maddox, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, buddy, not how you wanted the night to start. Can you take me through what did you feel like happened? Do you feel like the run was maybe just a little too big for you, or really what went through your mind?
Yeah, it's just checking up for a run and trying to make sure I wasn't involved in the people in front of me and hitting my teammates. Checked up, got shuffled to the high lane very high. Got put in the fence, unfortunately. So it's just not the way we want it to end, but we go to Daytona with a smile on the face.
All right, buddy. Well, unfortunately for tonight, Joseph Maddox, night is over, but he will turn his attention to the Inspire 250. Appreciate your time, buddy. And hopefully we'll talk to you. Hopefully the next time we're live on the Inspire Racing League, we'll be talking to you under better circumstances.
Thank you.
You hear the dejection in his voice, not how Maddox wanted to start this season. But now, new faces at the front row. James Hadaway and Chris Lyotta. Lyotta up 17 spots. He is the admin box biggest mover already tonight. And he's going to be pushed by Tyler Stone, Elijah Fisher, Travis Farmer on the bottom. Hadaway's going to get a shot for Shane Hard. Kind of stacks him up a little bit. Hold on to her, boys. Man, the biggest loser of that deal was Mike Hauser, continuing to drop and lose spots. Hauser will go from third to now potentially losing the draft. The same thing for the 00 as well. Meanwhile, we'll focus into our attention back up front. As right now, Falcon Motorsport teammates Chris Lyotta, Elijah Fisher trying to take the lead from Tyler Stone and James Hadaway. For the first time tonight, Chris Lyotta will lead. Well, you got to admit right now, one soldier already down, Thomas Hernandez, showing that he is out of the race at the moment. AJ Thompson says he had a meatball, unsure where he got it from. Let's look back real quick. Oh, he got turned. Oh, this was under the pace slaps. Just checked up and into the wall. So a tough break for Thompson. But right now we'll focus in back up front. Fisher and Lyotta still trying to work the outside lane. Hadaway and Stone on the bottom with Shane Har, Stephen Henning, Robert McKay. Well, up top, you still got Travis Farmer, Jason Williams, and now Darcy Har entering the equation. You want a dark horse when it comes to restrictor plate, look no further than the 35 of Darcy Har. Every time we go to a restrictor plate, he is always a dark horse. Always, oh, he gets turned. Har around. He's going to slide it to the grass, no caution. We keep it straight. Focused in up front. Well, let's go back and see what happened to Darcy Har just for a quick second. The 33 of Paul Chavez just makes contact with the 35. Around she goes. Darcy is back rolling, but unfortunately the night done. Unless there's another caution, a little bit premature in saying that. But right now, Lyotta and Stone leads Hadaway, Har, and Henning down the back straightaway. Well, there's two distinct packs right here. There's these drivers, which occupy, say, the top 10. But then on back, you'll find Josh Henderson leading Colton Ward. Henderson a little bit of a lag issue. We'll focus in on Ward. And then you got Hammerhand, Will Hoyt, Hadaway, and Cade Cannon. So pretty much a lot of drivers just riding at the moment. Mike Hauser's lost the draft. Right now out of the equation. Along with the 33 of Paul, he's actually hooked up with Pacey. Darcy Har. And right now, AJ Thompson, 20th to 21st. Thompson 1 lap down. Meanwhile, still 2x2 down the back straightaway. But right now, outside lane starting to dissipate. Oh, Fisher off the wall. Keeps it straight. Fisher down to the bottom. Don't know the significance of that impact. Knocked the crap out of it pretty good. Well, I'll tell you that 24. But Jeffrey Peppers, that joker's been through he's missed 2 or 3 wrecks right around him. Just missed one there. Missed the first caution. And of course, I will say this, always one of my favorite William Byron paint jobs. I love the blue with the flame. I felt like they should have ran it a little bit more. That's just an HMS fanboy talking. Well, right now, this is the part of the race where we're going to start saving fuel. We'll look at our Raging Idiot pit strategy. Right now, Lyota stayed out under this last caution. So did Hadaway. That's how they were able to jump up to the lead. Everybody else on a 7 to 8 lap stint as they run. But right now it's even worse for Lyota. He did not pit. Now he's burning more fuel than everybody else. Well, right now you see that field down the back straightaway. They're slowly trying to gain back up to this lead pack. But right now Tyler Stone running in second. But right now, top 5 as they stand from a team owner, from team's perspective. You got a Falcon Motorsports in first, an Inspire Motorsports second, H&W Motorsports in third. Then the last 2 in the top 5 are Inspired Motorsports of Shane Har and Stephen Hennig. Not to be outdone, and definitely don't want to be left out of this equation. Here comes Elijah Fisher making it 2 wide again for 5th. He's got Josh Henderson in tow with him. Jason Williams, Colt Ward, Robert Will Hoyt, Bobby Hadaway all trying to throw their name into the hat here. So now this is pretty much the main of the field. Other than a few stragglers across the racetrack, ones that have lost the draft, right now it's the main pack. Right now you got one of Lyota and Hadaway will come in. Right now Fisher's still proven to be the fastest fish in racing. As Lyota will jump up to cover him and lead that outside lane. Here comes Josh Henderson. Well, Henderson called his shot. Henderson called his shot. He's going to win the whole thing this year. Championship, everything. Well, it was a great confidence booster coming off of North Wilkesboro last season with his clutch win, and then under circumstances, see Fisher gets loose on the apron. Now Harrison trying to side draft hard. He's going to have Colt Ward right behind him. But, you know, it was a wake-up call. It was a boost of momentum that saw Henderson right to the Final Four. Unfortunately, he said he should have pitted. That one pit stop early cost him the championship and what he felt like he could have won. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be tonight. Well, I'll tell you one driver hungry for a championship right behind him, Colt Ward. I know we talk a lot about him, but if you looked at last season, the battles that he put up with Shane Har, Aaron Stanton, Elijah Fisher, the best in Inspired, not taking no credit away from everybody else. Just Colt was able to burst onto the scenes, miss having a chance at a championship by 1 week, joined 1 week too late to be eligible for the playoffs. He went trophy hunting, and boy, did he ever. So Ward, I'm expecting big things out of Ward this season. Another cat I'm expecting big things out of in a new paint this season. You're right on board with Jason Williams. Just did miss the playoffs last year, but now with the top 10 able to make the playoffs, the door opens up for Williams, and I expect nothing more than for Jason to get into the playoffs this season. Very solid. Was a very solid season for Jason last year. Extremely solid. Of course, we talked about the points. If we can find it, that is. Of course, for Jason Williams, 9th in points last season. Did not get a win, but would walk out three top 5s, 16 top 10s. Definitely not a season to argue with. But right now, Williams occupies the 3rd spot. Henderson and Will Hoyt, Full Throttle Union, up in tow again. Well, right now, still Falcon Motorsports 1-2, but I got to start questioning how long will Lyota go on a take the gas? How far can he go? Well, another change last season. From last season to this season, they upped the fuel to 80%. These guys can go a lot longer on a fuel run than what they could last year. So that's also playing to the favor. Right now, I think Lyota and Hadaway both are waiting for a caution. Meanwhile, 3 wide action. Here comes Colton Ward to the outside. Henderson says, I want some of that. But Harrison jumps up immediately to cover Colton Ward. His teammate Robert Wilhoit not able to go with him. Well, meanwhile, right now, the biggest dropper of the race so far, your pole sitter Stephen Henning, right now riding in 13th position, right behind his teammate Shane Harr. Well, I gotta believe this might be a strategy call. Right in the back, try to save the field the best you can. As here comes Henning with a massive run right behind Harr. Actually, look at Henning's data here. There you see it, almost 203 mile an hour down the back straightaway. Immediately drops out of it. It's going to crack the throttle a little bit, only going about 95%. Saving what little bit of fuel he can, just enough to crack the throttles that he does not lose the draft. Extremely easy in these cars to lose the draft. So you got to be very meticulous with how you push, where you push. But right now, Henning, of course, had a solid season going for the 12. Unfortunately, when the playoff rolled around, it kind of fell apart on him. But right now, your biggest movers of the race, the Inspired Marketing biggest movers of the race, the top 3, Lyota up 18 still, Fisher up 14. And how about Robert Wilhoit? For Full Throttle Union up 10 spots in 3rd. You see right now, Fisher tried to slice him once. Now Wilhoit will go up to the top with his teammate Henderson. Henderson almost into the wall. Ward cuts him a break. For those of you just joining tonight, these are your new teams, part of the list. And I know it cuts out some of the screen. Can't really help it. And of course, if you want to, you can back up and go look, pause it, look at the list for yourself. See where your favorite driver's at. But right now, Lyota leads. But right now, track temp 71 degrees. It is a very cool night in Daytona Beach, to say the least. These cars picking up horsepower, got a lot of grip. Here comes Will Hoyt to the lead. Well, Will Hoyt immediately back down to the bottom, decides to bail on his teammate. One car, Brent Hammerhand, hard off the wall. But Hammerhand trying to keep it going, did not know the extent of the damage to that number 12. There's not a lot, appear to be a lot of damage done to the car, so right now we're pretty much good. Meanwhile, Josh Henderson trying to get the lead from Lyoto. Lyoto's led 17 laps tonight with 50 to go. But here comes Hot Shot Henderson on the outside with Colton Ward. The Sporky's charging to the front with Cade Cannon, his teammate. Jeffrey Peppers as well having a very solid night. So is Williams and Stone. A lot of drivers are. Right now, drivers out of the race. There's several drivers getting shuffled around. Chris Lyoto is in this time. Well, Lyoto, Fisher, and Hadaway are all in. I believe it's a strategy call for Elijah Fisher and also to give his teammate some drafting help. Well, right now, Lyoto went 31 laps on a tank of gas. Hadaway also went 31, so maybe 30 to 35 is the limit. Right now, drivers out of the race. Thomas Hernandez joins Joseph Maddox and David McCullough in the garage. McCullough not even starting this race tonight. Maddox involved in an incident on lap 10 that put him out. And Hernandez, I believe Hernandez lagged out of the race. A.J. Thompson, the only car 1 lap down. But right now, it's all Josh Henderson leading. But are actually about to put a couple cars a lap down. You're going to see this with the 69 to 8's way up ahead. But then you got Darcy Harr, A.J. Thompson, Paul Chavez. These drivers all in jeopardy of going 1 lap down early in this race, and indeed they are 3 wide behind them. But really, it's going to essentially make 2 races here, 1 for the free pass, 1 just for the overall lead. As you see, Harr and Paul going 1 lap down, A.J. Thompson now 2. Oh, spinning in the back. No caution yet. Brent Hammerhand is involved. A.J. Thompson, there's the caution. And it is over for the defending champion of the Clash. Brent Hammerhand is done. A.J. Thompson meet pretty significant damage to the right side of Thompson's car. The 33 of Paul Chavez. You see a lot of suspension components dragging the ground. We're under caution with 46 laps to go. But the car's severely broke on Chavez. Nothing he can do. The whole damn left front wheel's about to fall off the car. What happened? Very excellent question. Let's go back and see. Well, it's going to start with something happens with the 33 and the 12. I know that for a fact. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, I went way too far forward. Well, if 33 gets into the wall right there, that's probably where the majority of his damage came from. Up ahead, we're going to pause it real fast. It looks like A.J. Thompson maybe gets into the wall a little bit. Rewind it here. Well, they're in the process of going 3 wide. So let's just see. We'll start at turn 1, normal pace. So they're 3 wide. Darcy comes down. AJ's already in the wall, but Darcy gets the wall. Thompson comes down, clips Hammerhand in a massive hit. And them are the impacts that hurt you a lot for AJ Thompson. A costly mistake coming off the wall. Let's look at Brent Hammerhand. Massive, massive shot. Well, there's where Chavez gets his damage from. Well, it's all one view from Brent Hammerhand. Let's go on board with him. Yeah, I mean, of course, the written rule here, if the car is in the wall, they stressed it enough, keep the car against the wall. Unfortunately, for the 48, not sure what the issue was. We might try to pull him in here. We can understand Brent Hammerhand very irate right now. Has to be. Well, that's not how he wanted the season to start. Oh, boy. Well, the good thing about not being race control is I could pull drivers in for an interview to get their take on the wreck and not have to be judged. So let's get Brent Hammerhand. Brent Hammerhand, Garrett Jenkins up here in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah.
Well, buddy, not tonight. You wanted to start off. Can you take us through, from your standpoint, what did you see?
I was driving straight, went below the 48, and I saw the wall. That's about it.
Well, buddy, I wanted to ask, obviously we saw the meatball to the car. Is there any chance for the 12 to get back out onto the racetrack, try to gain a couple positions?
They're putting the motor in it right now, so.
All right, buddy. Well, I do want to ask, how are you going to take the night? Look forward to the Inspire 250 coming up September 8th.
No comment yet.
All right, buddy. Brent Hammerhand, done for the night. Wish him luck next week. Appreciate your time, buddy. Well, there's two sides to the story before we go green. See if we can not get A.J. Thompson. A.J. Thompson, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Yeah, that sucked.
Well, buddy, I wanted to
disconnected when I hit the wall.
Repeat that one more time.
My wheel disconnected when I hit the wall. It went straight to the red, and when it did, it just shot me down the track.
Well, I do want to ask.
And you can, yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, you could tell if you watch the replay, because when your wheel disconnects, your wheel turns straight to the left.
Okay, well,
if you
that's
put it to the side.
Well, that's good information, because I was wondering what happened, because I know AJ knows better than to come off the wall. I was sitting there wondering what would happen, but I do want to ask, no meatball damage, but so can the car potentially get back out and make a couple laps?
Yeah, it can. Well, I killed my dum-dum killed myself under the lap, that one caution. I went to shift down to third, didn't realize I was already in second. So I was going to shift down like from third to second. Didn't realize it. Double shifted. Couldn't put myself in the wall. That's why I had damage in the beginning.
Well, yeah, we got it on camera, so. But, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, hopefully we'll see the 48 Ally Chevrolet back out on track. Best of luck to you, and hopefully better luck next week or whenever the Inspire 250 rolls around September 8th.
I'm more mad because I thought I had that fixed when I hit the wall like that. But it's like when I hit the wall, it grabbed and went straight to the red. I couldn't do nothing.
Yeah. All right, AJ. Appreciate your time, buddy. And we'll see you. We'll see you September 8th.
All right.
Well, for AJ Thompson, so there's the other half to the story. Unfortunately, it'll not turn back the time for Brent Hammerhand or AJ Thompson. But right now, Elijah Fisher, Chris Loda brings them to the restart. Right now, down the back straightaway, pretty much pulls the field back together. 18 cars still remaining in this race. Hernandez is back on the track. 24 laps down after mechanical issues. 4-77. So for the Union, full throttle Union, it's been a rough start for Speed Week. So now Henderson will get put 3 wide. Well, of course, Hernandez back on the track, but 24 laps down. But you see Henderson going backwards. His teammate Will Hoyt back in the 13th spot. So right now it has not been the start that the full throttle Union group wanted. As right now, Colt Ward trying to get linked up with his teammate Cade Cannon. course, part of the Loners. Aaron Stanton's team, of course, 2 cars per series. Ethan Sikorsky and Aaron Stanton, you will see them on Saturday nights for the NASCAR Thunder Series. In Cup, you will see Cannon and Ward. As right now, Elijah Fisher leads Chris Lyotta. Really, it could not have worked out a better time for the group, able to stay out. It is a 4-lap. There's a 4-lap difference between them and the group that top 3. The whole person. Oh, Pepper's off the wall. And there they go. Will Hoyt's involved. Hathaway's involved. Henning trying to get it stopped. Tyler Stone's in the grass. Massive hit for Robert Will Hoyt. And the caution is out again. Massive damage to the 24 Jeffrey Peppers. The race done. Meatball flag to him. Meatball for Will Hoyt. Robert knows that the car is done. He will tow back to the garage. Man, oh man, with 41 to go. Well, Jeffrey Peppers had a great night going. We'll have to see what happened. Man, oh man. Stephen just able barely to get it slowed up. What happens? All right, gets the wall, upsets the car, comes back down. Will Hoyt, nothing identical to how Brent Hammerhand wreck was. See a little bit of a nudge for Stephen Henning. Josh Henderson actually does get a piece of this. All 4 of the Full Throttle Union group involved in something tonight for Will Hoyt. It is done. You see Henderson slamming the wall. Let's go on board Robert Will Hoyt. So right now, Will Hoyt already back in the pits. Night done and over for Robert. See if we can not get a word with him in a bit. Let's ride on board with him. I mean, he has 0 warning. Then bam! Here the motor go. Is done. It expired. For Bobby Hadaway, more damage this time than what he had the last time. We'll ride on board with him on the gyro camera. Hadaway's going to be the one makes contact and then just falls right in his lap. Nothing he can do. For Stephen Henning. Shane R going to barely get through this. Henning's going to come just about to a complete stop. A little bit of contact. Last on board will be on board with Josh Anderson and Tractor Supply Ford Mustang. So under the caution for the 3rd time tonight. So we can get Jeffrey Peppers. Jeffrey Peppers, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
My buddy just want to take you through what happened. This is not the first time tonight we've seen a car get into the wall and then it comes back off the wall. Can you explain really what you felt happening going into turn 1 and then ultimately getting in the wall?
Well, I thought the 31 there was being awful aggressive. I saw him coming up, kind of crowding that top lane, so I backed off a little bit. And then I guess he thought there might have been a possible gap between me and the 9. And maybe it was an overreaction on my part, maybe it wasn't, but I felt like I got squeezed up into the wall.
But I do want to ask, we're looking at the car right now on the broadcast. A lot of damage to the front. Do you feel like that's going to hinder the 24's performance tonight?
I'm going to keep it out here, see what it does. I'm going to go back in the pits here, try to get some more damage fixed. But I am going to be a lap down, so I got to pray to the people here to maybe give me another caution. But I'm going to stick it out, man. I don't give up. And maybe, push comes to push, shove comes to shove. Maybe I'll be in a place to where I can get a good top 5 finish or top 10.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Hopefully we see how it plays out for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Well, that was Jeffrey Pepper's side of things. Let's get Hot Shot Henderson in here. Josh Henderson, Garrett Jenkins up here at broadcast booth, buddy. You got a copy?
I got you, Garrett. What's up, man?
Well, buddy, it would appear that you were the last remaining soldier for the full throttle Union group. We saw you impact the wall. It was pretty much the intelligence any damage. Is the wheel knocked out of it? What's your take on it?
No damage, buddy. I had a sixth sense. I saw it coming and got out of it before it was there. So, nope, no damage. We're good. Just topped off fuel and we're back at it. So, unfortunately for my teammates, they all got either taken out or had issues with the cars. So, it's unfortunate, but yeah, we're a lone soldier out here. Let's see if we can pull it off.
All right, buddy.
I told you I was gonna make it a show too. So sorry about the 3 wide there, but man, had to make something happen.
Well, best of luck to you, buddy. Hopefully, we'll see what can happen from here on out.
Thank you, sir. Enjoy it.
You too. There's 2 sides to every story. Of course, tempers already flared at Daytona between Whitford. Well, that being said, about to take the green flag again. Jason Williams and Travis Farmer to the restart zone. We're back rolling. Much better restart for the bottom lane. You see the 0-0 Pacey pushing Williams out ahead. Jason Williams leads for the first time tonight. Oh, Hauser off the wall. Keep it straight for the moment. Not really a lot of action. Shane Hart's going to drop to the bottom with his teammate Tyler Stone. See more contact out the wall. Robert McKay off the wall again. Henderson to the lead, trying to get to the lead. That 31. I don't know if he's got possible damage or what the deal is. Car looks extremely loose and uncomfortable. For the 31, Robert McKay. Going to drop to the bottom right in line. Right now, 0-0 leads down the back straightaway. Right now, we'll start a poll. Right now, those of you wondering, the other teams in the play here that's not on that poll, you got Falcon Motorsports, you got Full Throttle, and then you got Velocity Motorsports, Robert McKay, Travis Farmers, Christopher Wasoska. and Tanner Griffin. Then you got the Slick Motorsport duo of Jeffrey Peppers and Jesse Glover. Glover not here tonight. PS3 Oldies, that'll be the 00. But right now, your leader. And of course, the 5 of Ty Wilson not here tonight. Got the loners of Colt Ward and Kay Cannon for Cup. H&W Motorsports, Jason Williams. James Jackson Hadaway, Bobby Hadaway, and Hayden Williams, who will be running the Thunder Series on Saturdays. Then you got Simtech Motorsports, and only 2 of them will be running in Cup. AJ Thompson and Paul Chavez. Well, right now, 32 to go at the line, and now single file formation's already begun for a lot of drivers trying to go the distance on field. You see Colton Ward running right outside top 10. Elijah Fisher right behind him, and Mike Hauser, the 11th and 12th. Darcy Harr, Thomas Hernandez, who is 23 laps down in the 23rd spot. Cade Cannon still out onto the racetrack in 14th. Joseph Maddox has returned onto the racetrack, 32 laps down, but still in it. Cars out of the race at the moment in the garage. Robert Wilhoit, Brent Hammerhand, and AJ Thompson. But right now we'll focus in back to the front. Right now, down the back straightaway, the defending champion of the series, Shane Harr, running in the 5th spot with his teammate Tyler Stone right behind him. You're right on board with Shane. And of course, I might, throughout, I might say Season 1 champion, or I might say the 2025 champion. Well, why would I say that? We're in Season 2. 2025 ain't over yet. Because this season is going to go through New Year's. At least that's what I'm thinking and predicting. Let me look at it just to confirm ahead of time. See Shane, massive lift. And indeed it is. It is going to go to March 23rd of 2026. So, I could say 2025 champion. Whoever wins next season, depending on how the season goes. Could say 2026 or Season 2 champion. You just don't know. But right now, we're going to cut off with Shane Harr for a moment. We're going to go back to Jason Williams, who right now has taken the lead again. They're coming up on the lap car of Jeffrey Peppers. Of course, Peppers still got damage from the last caution. Well, right now you're looking at the main pack as they'll be thundering off of turn 4. My question is, what happened to the others? Well, Chris Laota just came in making a pit stop, green flag pit stops, as a matter of fact. With Darcy Harr, Kate Cannon, Hernandez still in that SimCar group, but behind them, Bobby Hadaway right now, 15th position. Elijah Fisher right behind him in 14th. And indeed, green flag pit stops on lap 51 with 28 to go. This should put these drivers in the range to make it. Chris Laota 1 lap down. Of course, Jeffrey Peppers just went 2 down. You see him right in this group. So let's look in a couple minutes here. We'll look at the pit strategy link, give it time to open up as Josh Henderson going for second. But right now, I'll tell you, that 00 got a strong car tonight. He does, but so does Williams, so does Hadaway. As a matter of fact, the 48 H&W Motorsports right now, right behind each other with Inspired Motorsports right behind them, and Har and Stone, PS3 oldies, or oldies as they call themselves, the 00, Pacey leading. And right now, as it stands, that's a single car operation for that 00 right now. Right now, we're going to end this poll early with 26 to go. 66% say Inspired Motorsports, a 16% chance of Falcon Motorsports, 16% say somebody else is going to win. Well, matter of fact, 2 teams that was listed in the top 3 were not listed on the poll, so that 16% very well could come to fruition. And of course, man, it'd be something if Josh Henderson won this race. Nobody voted for the Full Throttle Union. Of course, Henderson, the last car left. Right now, William Staubach going to the outside. Thinks better of it. Well, here it goes again. Hadaway is not going to win him. But Williams and Hadaway jumps out of line, back down to the bottom. Oh, Hadaway gets turned hard into the wall. Goes the 8. Well, I hate to say it was an aggressive block, but part of it looked like he tried. Well, Hadaway meatball flag. The night is done for the Monster Energy number 8 H&W Motorsports of James Hadaway. Well, I think the desperation of trying not to lose touch of your teammate played a role in this. We'll look back here. A little bit of lag off of Hadaway. Down the back straightaway. There you see, he's a little late, I felt like, and then from there they just come together. I felt like if it had been maybe a split second early, he would have been fine, but from there they just come together, bam! Hard into the wall, completely ruins the front end of that car. Night done for James Hadaway. Let's ride on board with him. Will be a big break for Chris Lyotta, 1 lap down. We also bring all the leaders in. Won't bring all of them in. Elijah Fisher stays out. Mike Hauser stays out. Josh Anderson will run the race off of pit road. James Attaway will join Robert Will Hoyt, Brent Hammerhand, and A.J. Thompson in the garage. A 00 fixing damage. See how that plays out. Well, I'll be damned. Can't talk to a couple of drivers under caution here. Can't talk to one of my drivers and Teresa's driver, Tyler Stone. Tyler Stone, Gary Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
How you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. It's been kind of a quiet night up front early on in this race. Led a couple laps. Then it's kind of just been right in the back. What's the plan for the 25 or for the whole Inspired Motorsports group? Just continue riding until about 5 to go and then start making your way up there?
We'll take the opportunities as they come to us, but we're going to try to stay out of trouble and see where it goes from there.
Well, buddy, I'll ask you this right before I know you're about ready to go, so I'll make this one quick. But after a decent start to last season, racked off a couple top fives, unfortunately showed great speed, but did not fall into the cars during the playoffs when you made your debut in Inspired Cup. Being with the defending champion, the runner-up in ARCA, pretty much what are your expectations for the remainder of the season? Because the real season is going to start September 8th for the Inspired 250.
Well, I think our expectations are to follow Shane's lead and get as many wins as we can and have a good time doing it.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you tonight. We'll go ahead and jump you up there back with your teammates. Best of luck to you. And hey, why don't you tell them, take Inspired Motorsports, me and Teresa, to victory lane tonight.
Sounds good. I'll see you down there.
Yes, sir. All right, fourth caution of the night. All right, now the fastest fish in racing, on iRacing to say, Elijah Fisher out front with his Falcon teammate, Mike Hauser. From there you got Travis Farmer. Full Throttle Union driver Josh Henderson in fourth. Man. Got Robert McKay up front there too. Darcy Harr, Jason Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a great finish. 20 to go. Well, right now, single file, pretty much right at the top 7 as far as the eye can see. Down the back straightaway. Well, this is the point of the race now. You're slowly starting to formulate your game plan. You're slowly trying to think, what can I do to get to the front? If you're Mike Hauser, do I make the move on my boss and my teammate, or do I just push? If you're Josh Henderson, I ain't got no teammates. Who do I work with here? Right now, you see the Inspired Motorsports group up top. Stone, Harr, and Henning. Right now, 16 cars still on the lead lap. 16 drivers with a chance to win it. Top 5 pays points. Not a lot of points. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First through 5th. Here it goes. Oh, Henderson almost gets turned. He saves it. What a save by Henderson. But he's going to get stuck outside 3 wide. What a save by Henderson. Unfortunately, it could not have been at the worst time 19 to go, and you're slipping through the back, and nobody's giving him a chance. Here comes Tyler Stone with Shane Harr and Steven Henning. The 00 Pacey's in the mix. Here comes the last Inspired Motorsports car, Darcy Harr, right behind that pack. Well, Fisher doing a great job. Lane control. You're going to see this a lot. Stone's going to try to get in the run to the outside. He wants to try to get down that right rear quarter panel of the 16 and stall all that momentum he's got. Side by side, down the back straightaway, back to the lead. Tyler Stone getting a push from Harr. There comes Elijah Fisher back to the bottom now. Mike Hauser doing everything he can to push his teammate back to the front. Off of turn 4, going to be 17 to go when they get back to the start-finish line. Still a lot of action left, still a lot of time for the field to fly apart. Hopefully we do not see that. But right now, Inspired Motorsports 1, 2, and almost 3 for the moment with Henning on the outside of Fisher. But right now, 16 to go next time by. And drivers now, you see them snaking around. They're trying to get antsy, trying to decide where do they want to go. Who do they want to go with? Right now you got drivers on the other team formulating who can I work with. Stone down to cover Fisher. Well, right now it is what you want if you're the Inspired group. This is what you want. You want lane control. You want one of your cars controlling the top lane. You want one of your cars controlling the bottom lane. Because right now, unless they formulate a third line with the defending champion, Shane Harr has not led a lap all night till now. And Harr back out front with hitting the pole sitter in second. Man, oh man, down the back straightaway. Darcy Harr has worked himself into a top 5 position. Right now, the John Deere 35 stuck behind 00 Pacey. Henderson's trying to claw his way back up as Henning and Harr extending their lead to about a car length. It's only going to get better from here. It's only going to get better from here. Do not count out that 00. That has been a fast car all night tonight. Led 13 laps. And up to the top side again. Henderson down to the bottom in front of Stone. Right on board with Shane Harr. Well, Henny's coming with a big push. Bam. There's the push. Anything you do to keep the momentum going. Another push. Bam. Got to get off of him entering 3. A little off-centered. Almost got a 21 out of shape. Right now, Darcy Harr up to 3rd. Here comes Henderson again to the outside. No teammates, no problem. Henderson trying to get to the front, trying to start the season off the best possible way with a win at Daytona. Colin Ward lingering right outside the top 5. He's got a shot at this. Drivers with a shot. One joker out expecting to not be in the mix after the night he's had. Bobby Hadaway in that 88 Nationwide Chevrolet Camaro right now sitting just outside the top 5 after a night of nothing but carnage for that 88. Right now, the action still just as intense as what it was when it started. Harr going to run Henderson out the track a little bit, kind of what he wants to do, try to break the draft, but Henderson to the bottom. Josh Henderson back to the lead with 13 to go. Henderson goes, oh, almost gets turned. They save it and do not lose a position out of it. Good grief. Kind of a wild block. Kind of a wild block on Henderson's part. They keep it straight, do not lose a spot, no horn, no foul. Right now, Josh Henderson trying to return to victory lane. We talked about North Wilkesboro earlier in the race, the emotional win that it was. But now, you got to put that behind you. You got to start the season off right. It might be an exhibition race. It might be 5 points on the line. 5 points could make or break a championship season. Here comes the 00 Pacey back to the outside with 12 to go. Hadaway and never to be left out of the conversation. Colt Ward up to 6th. The Sporky's about to be let loose, and Ward's about to start coming. Thomas Hernandez in the mix. However, the 77 not for position. Right now, 23 laps down, but he is the only teammate Henderson has left in this race. Will Hoyt and Hammerhand out of this race. They are done. And Henderson back to the lead, barely. Getting pushed by Shane and Henning. Darcy Harr right behind them. What a standout run. If this is the run that we get out of Darcy tonight, imagine what he could do in the 250 on September 8th. Still a long way to go. 11 to go. The heart rate starting to climb. The blood pressure's getting higher. Patience running thin, give or take. Going to be more take than give. When James Hadaway returns back onto the racetrack, showing him 1 lap down. But massive damage still to that car. But right now, Pacey still leads Hadaway and Colton Ward. Well, right now the momentum's kind of died out for Henderson. Well, as I say that, here they come back. Another push from Hoare and Henning. Hot shot Henderson right back to the lead off of turn 2 again, side by side. Well, look behind you. Fisher, Lyota, Hauser. Do not count out Falcon Motorsports in this deal. Never count out them jokers. Well, you know right now Fisher's got a plan. And right now he's probably about to start executing it. James Hadaway back in the pits. Right now. Oh, the wreck it. They save it. No, they don't. Williams hard into the wall and over. Back airborne collects Thomas Hernandez. And after a stellar performance for Jason Williams, the H&W Motorsports number 40 is done. Massive damage to that car. Not much you can do about that now. H&W Hadaway done early, done in the last caution, and now with 9 laps to go, this will throw everything out the window. Well, if you're going to pick a winner, wait a minute. Let's see what happened to Williams. Well, Hernandez is going to get left out to dry here. 3 wide. Fisher makes contact, made with the 77. From there, McKay just did not get off of him. Cade Cannon on that. Elijah Fisher does get a piece of that. Nothing massively done to the 16, it does not look like. Let's ride on board with Elijah Fisher through this to see what he sees. Roll the footage. But right there is contact between the 77. Gets the 40 loose from there. The 31 just right hooks the 40. There's contact between the 9 and the 16. I do want to look at a camera I don't really use for broadcasting wise, but there is damage to the 16. Well, not as much damage as what there could have been. Well, I ain't doing that part, but let's look at Hernandez. Let's go on board with Hernandez through this. Rewind it. Well, of course, Hernandez already 23 laps down, not the race he was wanting. Let's ride on board to see how it unfolds. Don't fall right in his lap. Nothing he can do. From Cade Cannon. Cade's going to think he's going to have this miss. Right there at the contact. You see it. Driver's trying to get out of the way. Cannon's just going to get hooked. Massive shot to the 31. for 31 tonight is done. See if we cannot get a word with a couple drivers here. First, let's get where Elijah Fisher get his take on things. Elijah Fisher, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth, buddy. You got a quick copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, first question is, we saw in the broadcast a little bit of damage done to the front of the nose of the number 4. Is it enough to affect the performance tonight?
Nah, we're gonna come back down. They're gonna get out the sledgehammers and duct tape and everything they need to do. And this car is still fast as I don't know.
Fastest fish on
I was gonna say Xfinity 5G, but we're not in Xfinity cars.
Well, buddy, I want to ask you, what did you feel like happened from your perspective? Just a lot of drivers ran out of room.
Yeah, we were getting told from race control. He said the 77 was having some mechanical problems there, so he was supposed to get to the top, and it's just like he just wasn't coming back down soon enough, from what I was understanding. And I don't know, everybody just ended up 3 wide, and then I don't know, 40 was trying to get situated, and I don't know, I didn't have a lot of time to react, and I know I clipped Cade, and he's probably upset at me, reasonably so, but it's just, there's so many cars scattering everywhere, it's hard to navigate it.
All right, buddy.
We're okay, Mom.
Well, buddy, we'll let you get back ready here, see if that 16 can't work his way back into the top 5.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, there's Elijah Fisher's take on things. Let's get K-Can in here. K-Can and Gary Jenkins up here in the broadcast booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's up?
Not a whole lot. Not tonight. That the nine wanted. Elijah said really, with not a lot of time to react from his standpoint. Cars everywhere. What was your take on the whole incident coming off of 4?
I just felt like the 77 could definitely have moved a little bit better, and everyone could have been a little bit safer getting around him. Because I saw it starting, and that's why I wanted to be on the bottom. And then once I start go, I thought I missed it, and then next thing I know, I got absolutely hooked, and hopefully, well, not too damaged. I was able to fix enough to be good to go. Other than that, I do think at the end of the day, I understand Falcon's point of view. I do probably say the 77 could definitely moved a lot better than he did. But at the end of the day, it's a race, isn't it?
Well, buddy, I wanted to ask right before we go back green here. Colton Ward's in 5th, right now 6th. Is there any chance for a night to get up there and get a team loaner win tonight?
I hope, depending on how this is gonna feel, fingers crossed I can. If not, my other fingers are crossed, hoping that we get a quick yellow, which allows me to go back in and fix some more damage. But we shall see, and I will give it as much as I possibly can.
All right, buddy. Best of luck. I'm gonna move you back up there with Colton. Best of luck for here on out.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, Pacey and Henderson, 1 and 2. The clash is in its final 5 laps. We're rolling. A great push from the 21 to Har. Everybody else not going. What a win it would be for a 0-0. Well, right now, only 4 to go in there to get to the line. Ward sucked up with hot shot Henderson down the back straightaway. 1 car off the wall. That'd be the 31. They keep it straight. Hadaway trying to get hooked up with Henninghauser and Lyota. Darcy Hard trying to keep up with the draft. Shane Hard to the lead. Well, he's going to attempt it. Nobody goes winning, but the massive side draft. Oh, the 0-0 gets loose a little bit. 4 laps to go. And drivers all trying to get to victory lane or return. Shane Hard, the defending champion, trying to pick up where he left off. Colton Wars trying to have a say in this. Henderson wants back to victory lane. And for the top 5, 3 drivers who have not been to victory lane in the Inspire Cup Series. That would be Hadaway, Pacey, and Tyler Stone. Oh, and throw Darcy Har in the mix, 2-way added in 3rd. Drivers trying to get their first win. Drivers trying to start the season off right with going back to victory lane. And right now, the 2 drivers who in a way, kind of dominated the last half of the season. 1 and 2, Ward and Har. Well, here comes the 0-0 back, trying to get a push from Henderson now. Darcy not knowing what he wants to do. He knows he needs to go with his teammate and, by the way, his son in Shane Har. But right now, that 0-0 has been strong all night on that bottom lane, on the top lane. Getting a push by Henderson. Here comes Tyler Stone with another great run. Down the back straightaway. Well, Pace is going to try to go up and block that 21. You see the push, almost getting the 0-0 out of shape. That's a beautiful 0-0, might I add. Well, now, you know, what does Ward, what does the Hars, what does Hitting, what does Hadaway have? Henderson going to make 3 wide, hard in the wall a little bit. They keep it straight. 2 to go. Darcy in the wall, hard. Man, they keep it straight. What a nice dub for Darcy Hard. Lost the draft. It will not be the victory lane tonight for the 35. Meanwhile, the 0-0 out front, Tyler Stone, Travis Farmer. 2 of the top 3 making their debut tonight for the Inspired Racing League. Right now, all 3 trying to get their first win. What does Shane Hard have to say about this? Will he push his teammate to 25 to the win? Well, right now, anybody can still formulate a run. White flag. 1 lap to go in the second Inspired Clash. Hard going to get shuffled out. Here comes Chris Lyotta to the outside of Farmer. Shane almost gets turned by Henderson. Here comes Fisher. Tyler Stone looks to the bottom of the 0-0. The 0-0 blocks it. They're in the wall behind them. Hang on to your seat, boys. It's about to get crazy. Still a lot of time. Fisher, Lyotta pushing the Falcon Motorsports duo. The 0-0 trying to make that car every bit as wide as this track. 3 wide for second. Well, Tyler Stone's going to have one more shot at him. So will a 16 of Fisher. So will Har. Out of wrecking. Farmer gets turned. Henderson's around at the line, side by side to the finish. Tyler Stone to victory lane at Daytona. Damn, I lost my voice. God, that hurt. But regardless, Tyler Stone, Inspire Motorsports to victory lane. Man, oh man. At the line, unofficial. But Tyler Stone will get his first career win in the Inspired Racing League. For the 0-0 pace, it was a valued effort. Shane Hart third, Lyotta fourth, Josh Henderson the top 5. Does not get much better than that and is going to throw it into the infield. Well, it was late in the season. Teresa came to me, said, why don't we give Tyler Stone a chance? Late in the season, about a week before the season started. And I will say this. He's already off to a great start. Tyler Stone, Garrett Jeans up here in broadcast booty. You got a victory, or you got a coffee,
Gotcha.
buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, welcome to Inspired Victory Lane for the first time this season, the first of many for Inspired Motorsports. Just take me through the whole last lap. Take me through the final 5 laps. It was about as crazy as it could get. Every man for himself. Just take me through the setup for the win tonight.
Well, we got going on that restart there, and I thought I had it lost. We were trying to get hooked up on the top, and I got stuck on caught the field real fast and got stuck on the bottom. I thought it was over, and just kind of waited to see what would happen, and then suddenly the seas kind of parted there, two to go, and got it to the front or second in line, and I knew Shane was with me. We just was patient and just tried to make sure we kept it straight to give ourselves a chance, and it just worked out.
Well, buddy, this deal was not finalized till the final week beforehand. And, of course, took notice in the last few races, had speed, just never worked out for you. It seemed like at the end, you come to the night, you get the job done. Just take me through the whole race. Pretty much the only car, one of few that does not really have a scratch on it. Just how was the race tonight from a general? Do you feel like kind of aggressive towards the end? Or do you feel like it was perfect? Because from my vantage point, 5 cautions at a 80-lap Daytona race with 23 cars. Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week. But just from the vantage point, how did you think the race went? How did it play out for you? And really, what did you learn tonight that you would take to September 8th for the Inspire 250?
Yeah, well, the race felt pretty good paced. I wish we could have got a little longer green run at the beginning and not have to readjust our fuel strategy, but it helps when you got good teammates that are smart and have the experience. I haven't done a lot of Gen 6 stuff, and so just trusting what they tell me and, knowing that this car works well to save fuel and bide your time, and then when it's time to go, you got some good teammates that can. And so I think that the whole field has drivers like that. I know we had a good battle there at the end with a bunch of different teams, so I think you're looking forward to a really fun season of inspired racing.
Oh, buddy. If it's anything like it was tonight, it's going to be one. It's going to be a history-making one. Last question, then I'll let you get out and celebrate, because I'll be damned if I was there, buddy. We'd have a couple of Millers in our hand, but I wanted to ask you, is there anybody you want to thank tonight? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Yeah, go Thunder. Not a sponsor, but man, I'm an Oklahoma City resident. I love those guys, and so we're just going to keep this winning ways going. And thanks to my dad, who's always supported me, helped me get this rig set up a couple years ago. So it's been a fun ride, and I'm glad I got a home to race in.
Well, buddy, I'm going to tell you this. You win the first race, you'll get the 5 points to start the season. Of course, it will not be calculated until after the 250. But I want to ask you, I know I said last question, I'll ask you one more in kind of a statement. Now, Brent came close last year. Unfortunately, did not pan out for the 95, now to 12. I want to ask, how does this shape your mind for the Inspire 250, because you could be the first man to sweep both the Clash and the 250?
I think it proves that you got to be patient. Teammate Steven had a tough break earlier in the race, and he stayed with it and was right there with us at the end, and so that's going to be the game plan. Wait and see what comes, and when it's time, be there at the end to take advantage. So be ready. We're coming.
All right, buddy. Tyler Stone is your Clash winner. It will set his sights to sweep the week in Daytona for the Inspire 250. Congratulations, buddy. Hell of a job. So that being said, Mike Hauser. Mike Hauser's waiting for his interview. We're going to get him in real quick. Mike Hauser, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Hi, Garrett.
Well, buddy, it was a quiet night for the 43. Unfortunately, did not pan out the way you wanted. Just take me through the last lap. We saw drivers scattering going into turn one. What was your perspective?
Yeah, it was just wild. Everyone going for every position, every spot they could, so you can't really blame them for it. I was trying to get lined up with Elijah, and Joseph was giving him a heck of a run, so I was trying to get lined up, but I got pushed to the bottom, and I just going into the final corner, it was either lift or be wrecked, and I didn't lift, but I still got wrecked. Josh and I got together, and he got fifth out of that, and I was a little mad because he got the last point. But all in all, like I said, it's you got to do what you got to do. I'm pretty fortunate to miss a lot of the big wrecks tonight. I was right around all of them, and I was pretty, like I said, really usually came out of them with no damage. So to make it to the end was pretty cool. I just want to get better at being up front and leading laps, and it really takes a special skill set to be able to do that. So good things to learn for Daytona coming up here in a few weeks for the season opener, and good things we can build off of. So I'm really looking forward to that and trying to get our super speedway program better.
Well, but I will ask you this. You came agonizingly close last year. Unfortunately, with about 5 to go, it came undone in this 250. What exactly can you take out of tonight that you learned? Of course, well, all the drivers are going to look back at this and hear it. So I'll go ahead and give all y'all a piece of advice. And I'm not trying to get viewers out of this. Okay, maybe a little bit, but that's besides the point. But go back. Look at HGR this last week. Just go back to my channel. Find anything Gen 6 at Daytona or Talladega. I'm sure you'll learn a lot because I certainly have with these cars. But I want to ask you, tonight, what are you going to take out that is going to shift your focus to September 8th for, and arguably the biggest race in Inspired Racing League next to the championship, the Inspired 250?
Just things we got to work on. Elijah and I were working decently together up the front. It's just sometimes the momentum gets killed. We're trying not to, turn each other off each other's bumpers. So I think it's just more of a trust thing. Elijah trusts me. I just didn't trust myself. So definitely being comfortable with being uncomfortable and being that pusher. And just on it, I hate to say it, part of it's just being at the right place at the right time, being able to read the pack. And I think we're good at doing that. It's just near the end, all hell breaks loose, and it's you just have to be able to make very fast decisions, and sometimes it doesn't end up the way you want. And I think it's just a product of this racing. I think I learned a lot tonight, and I think it's going to help a lot with Daytona for the 250 coming up here in a couple weeks. So just really proud of this Falcon Motorsports team and all the teamwork we've had and all the work we put into this.
Well, Mike, last question tonight. Is there anybody you want to thank, friends, family, sponsors, etc.? The floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for putting on the broadcast. You always do a great job, and Aaron did a great job at race control tonight. We're very appreciative of him stepping down on Mondays to do that. And I just want to thank my Falcon Motorsports teammates. We're all trying to work together. We're all, building this program together, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can do here this season. I'm really excited for it. We have a lot of momentum build up, and I can't wait to get out on track and go win some.
All right, buddy. For Mike Hauser tonight, he'll walk out of here 6th. We'll shift his focus to September 8th for the biggest race in Inspired, the Inspired 250. Mike, appreciate your time, buddy. We'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you, Garrett.
Yep. That means get it 00. Pacey, do you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, I'll be damned. Right there at the end, was there anything you felt like if you had that last lap to redo, what would you do different?
There's not really much I could have done different. I pretty much played my cards as best as I could. It's just how restrictor plates go. You gotta wait until the last lap. Normally it's coming out of 4, and I think a bump from the 16 actually kind of helped the 25 get to my outside, because I think I might have been able to get it blocked, but with the extra contact, it just gave him a lot more steering towards the right. So he was able to get to my right rear, and that's all she wrote.
Well, buddy, I'm going to, and granted he might be watching tonight, I'm sure he'll appreciate the shout out, but one of my buddies from the HGR side of things, Dega Pro, John Ward, he has mentioned to me several times with these cars, you do not want to be leading on the last lap, that you're pretty much a sitting duck. I want to ask, how true do you feel like that from your experience? Now I believe it firsthand. I've seen it too many times on HGR, MMS, all of them. I fully believe it. But from your standpoint, do you really feel like the leader is a sitting duck in the lead no matter what lap, but more particularly the last lap?
Not necessarily all the time. It really just kind of depends on who you have lined up behind you. If you have a teammate. Fortunately, I was riding tonight solo against. I'm pretty sure everybody at least had one teammate in the race. So, I didn't have any teammates in the race. Was just it was a giant team thing at the end there, and I was the unlucky one without a team member. So, but yeah, sure. If you have a teammate behind you, of course you want to be leading on the last lap. You can control it. You know, these Gen 6 cars, they do the two-car tango really well. So, you're not so much a sitting duck. It's more of just trying to control the lines. But if you're solo like I was tonight, you are a sitting duck. There's not really much you can do unless you can get both lanes kind of side by side drafting each other, which I almost did. I think the 25 or 35 or whatever number he was just able to clear going into 3, and that's what allowed them to get that big run because there was no side suck going on. So, but yeah, you can definitely hold the win if you are the leader, but you got to have some special circumstances.
Well, buddy, I want to ask you tonight. You're going to walk out of here second. How is this going to affect how you approach the Inspire 250 on September 8th?
I mean, it's not gonna make me approach it any different. I won't be here, so.
Oh well.
I'll be getting married that day, so.
I'll be damned. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. But I think my next race. Let me double check here. I'm pretty sure. I know the schedule's around here somewhere.
There's a lot to go through.
I believe my next race will actually be September 29th at Las Vegas.
Good lord.
Just due to some other obligations.
September 29th?
Yep, at Vegas. So,
I'm a month ahead of myself, so okay, I see where it's at now. Well, buddy, good news is you ought to still, if I remember the rules right, you'll still be eligible for the playoff. Congratulations again on getting married, taking care of a couple of stuff. Hope to have you. Really hope to have you watch the race for the next 3 weeks. Enjoy it. But I will say this: in the wedding vows, you got to tell her that you got to run this league on Mondays and Saturdays.
All right, will do.
All right, buddy. For pacing tonight, we'll walk out of here leading the most laps of 23, but we'll have to settle for second. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Yep. Last but definitely not least tonight, don't know where the hell he came from in the last 5 laps to get up to third, but Elijah Fisher, Garrett Jenkins up here in booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, up 13 spots tonight from where you started this race. Just take me through the last lap. A lot of pandemonium. We saw the 3 wide entering turn 3. Just walk me through that last lap going down the back straightaway.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna lose a little bit of those positions gained from the start, but we had too many incidents. But oh well, that'll be adjusted for Daytona. It's a low number, but yeah, I don't know. I found the good old buddy pal there, Mr. Mad Lad Joseph. I don't know. I just told him I was gonna push him, and kept telling him, you know, if you find a run, just stick your nose up there, and I'll go with you. And sure enough, down the back straightaway, you know, he was like, push me, and I was like, I'm trying. And I thought in my head for a second, I was like, well, he is a lap down, so if I push him, there's a chance that, you know, I'll end up getting like somewhere further back, or, you know, I don't know, just something in my head was telling me like I would get outside the top 5, and that took him 3 wide. And Shane Horror and his car's just too fast, man. It just, I don't know. I was telling the teammates earlier tonight, I was like, push me, you can hit me, I can take anything. And evidently we got very loose off the corner, hung onto it, and yeah, and then there were only 2 cars in front of me, and I wasn't too
just
sure
ran out of time.
Exactly.
Well, buddy, I wanted to ask you though tonight. I mean, yeah, we saw, and I'm going to be blunt here, but is that a good intention? Only about 14 cars took the checker flag tonight. out of the 23. Obviously, the fast repairs played a big hand in this. I would like to say from a fan standpoint, I think it's a great change. It's going to probably affect how the Inspire 250 go. We had a lot of great green flag runs tonight, but all in all, from not the driver's standpoint, but from the league owner's standpoint, the man in charge of everything, who every decision comes down to him, do you feel like tonight was an improvement with some of the changes that we've made during the off season?
Yeah, I think, if you watch a real, NASCAR race event at a plate track, from the very first green flag restart to the last one they have, there's a lot less cars out there. And in 80 laps, I mean, if you're getting involved in a couple wrecks, I mean, your day's done. I mean, it just kind of has that effect of real life, But we still had enough cars out there that the racing was able to put on a great show, and hey, there was a good finish at the end as well. I mean, all in all, plate racing, you want a close finish with the plate race. You want to have people just trying to make the moves and everything, and then that's going to come with plate racing and time. But I think some drivers are going to quickly realize, or the ones who might have been involved in something, are going to think about, okay, well, don't do that again, right? We don't have that saving grace in pit road anymore. I think just as a league owner, it's replicating good parts of NASCAR that need to stay. And hey, I mean, Tyler Stone with the really good moves at the end, and I don't think anybody predicted where the winner was going to come from if you were looking back at 3 to go.
No, I sure as hell didn't. But, well, buddy, last question I'll ask you. I know you're ready to get on the bed, be ready for. Well, okay, I'll shoot you 2 more questions here. But I won't keep you long, I promise. But I do want to ask you, how does tonight, we talked to Mike Hauser, he said the same thing. What can you take out of tonight and correlate over to the biggest race of the season next to the championship, the Inspire 250, which will be live right here on the Raging Idiot Racing Network? How do you take what you learned tonight and correlate it over to that?
Yeah. Any drivers who ever want to improve, I will give you a big tip with anything. You can always read how people are going to drive from plate racing. Some of that corresponds over to asphalts and the mile and a halves, etc. But the biggest thing is, especially with a clash race, is I always tell people I have a mental notebook of people. I keep track of who's doing what, who can take a push, who can't, who's a little bit squiggly and everything. So the biggest take into Daytona is that I don't have to go in and restudy the entire field. So my notebook is jotted down. I've got an extra week to kind of sit back now too, because obviously next Monday we take the week off for Labor Day. But yeah, everything goes over into Daytona. Like I know who's kind of going to be a problem or who's not. And that's just a driver aspect. I'm not saying somebody's an issue, but I'm saying like who's somebody to kind of put a red flag for the team and say, hey, just so you know, this guy couldn't really hit, whatever it is. Not that there was anybody out there, but there's a couple drivers that, you're a little bit more caution with, or you're going to kind of be like, okay, maybe I got to work into how I want to push him, or, all those things. And that's probably the biggest takeaway.
Well, buddy, last question for you tonight. Is there anybody want to thank, friends, family, sponsors, etc.? The floor is yours.
Well, we got to thank you for putting it on. As always, I'm glad we got you into just one role now. But all the work you do and everything you did for season 1 as well, of course. Got to thank, obviously, the ultimate creator. We wouldn't be doing this if he wasn't part of it. So gotta thank my savior, and thank Mom for watching, all the fans, all the teammates, everybody back at Falcon Motorsports putting together freaky fast Ford Mustangs. We build good cars and we work hard as a team, and I can't thank those guys enough, obviously, and everybody that's been a big support and keeping Inspired Racing League going, because I mean, hey, we I'm just saying, 2 years ago we were playing the NASCAR Heat 4 video game with
I
4
remember.
people, and never once did I think we were going to see 28 people on a roster.
Let
So,
alone
it's
the
awesome.
biggest platform. So, all right, buddy.
That too.
Well, for Elijah Fisher tonight, he's going to walk out of here finishing third. He will now shift his attention. Well, 13th. I'm looking at two different screens, but for Elijah Fisher, he will now shift his attention to 2 weeks' time for the Inspired 250. Buddy, appreciate your time. Best of luck. We'll see you. We'll see you then.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Last driver to be interviewed. Well, this joker had a standout performance tonight. Led 17 laps, and we'll walk out of here fourth. Chris Loda, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Ooh.
Well, buddy, just take me through the night. Kind of got off sequence with the leaders a little bit early on in the race, but did you feel like that it was all going to work out in the end? Just take me through pretty much your night as a whole.
Was to go off sequence with everybody to begin with when that first caution came out. After that, it was just try to live. Make sure I kept the car on the ground on all fours and just rock what I had. Don't get any damage. Do whatever I need to do. But as soon as that first caution came out, my plan was going to stay out regardless and go off sequence, because if I had the ability to go off sequence and deal with a fuel stop, the other guys would have been if we didn't get those cautions towards the end, it would have been a 2-stop regardless for them, and I would have only been at a 1. But fortunately, read cautions. You get your caution here, get your caution here. We got lucky on a couple of them.
Got lucky on that last
I
lap,
definitely made a mistake. The second to last caution, I got really lucky. I'm on a lap down. Ultimately, I done goofed pit road, something like I'm gonna have to work on. But overall, it turned out to be really lucky as I was evading wrecks at the end. Other than that, I'm ready for this season. Most laps all season combined for Cup at period. So I'm pretty happy with the Falcon Motorsports performance behind the car, all that. And once I go work on my errors, I'm ready to go tonight.
Well, buddy, I wanted to ask you 2 more questions before I let you go. Ultimately, well, okay, I'll make it 3 because none just popped in my head. That'll be good for you. Ultimately, coming up short last season in making the playoffs, I want to ask, what is the expectations for Chris Lauda throughout this season? And then how are you going to take what you learned tonight, put it towards the Inspire 250 on September 8th?
Well, first of all, what I'm going to have to put into is pit road. Going to need to have to practice that. Made a silly mistake. Too far left, too far forward. Had to re-jumble the car, stalled the car. It was a bunch of error stuff. So, if we work on that, and if I apply this season to be better than last season was to survive. This season coming forward, we're going for it. So if goals make playoffs, probably not make the Final Four. I'm iffy on that. As long as I can make the playoffs, I'd be very happy. Other than that, just rocking this season out. If as well as I can get it done, I'm gonna get it done.
Well, buddy, last question. I'll let you head on out for a night. Is there anybody want to thank? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
I'm gonna thank all my personal sponsors that come in. I'm gonna thank it Inspired itself.
I'm gonna also thank our newest sponsor that came on. Unfortunately, yeah, guys, I'm sorry I forgot your name. But I know you joined on during this off season, and we thank you for that. Thank you to our fans who come here and watch us every week. Without everybody else here, nobody else would enjoy us. So thank you, fans. And I'm ready, man. I'm ready, man. This is gonna be a fun season. I'll keep you on your toes. Keep you on your toes. Let's go win some stuff.
Well, for Chris Loden tonight, unfortunately, he'll have to wait 2 weeks till Inspired returns to Daytona for Inspired 250. Chris, best of luck to you, and then hopefully we'll talk to you a lot more this season.
Oh, you bet you will.
All right, buddy. As it pours down at my house right now, we're going to go through the unofficial results for tonight's event. Again, shout out. I don't know why the logo keeps disappearing. I'm not doing it, I swear. But shout out to Admin Box for coming on as a sponsor this season. Shout out to the Inspired Racing League as a whole. And to the drivers who put on a hell of a race. But with it all said and done, Tyler Stone's your winner for tonight. Pacey in second, a valiant effort for a 0-0, and there you see it. The incident points will go against Elijah Fisher. He will now be dropped to the last car on the lead lap in 13th. That being said, Shane Harr in third, Chris Lowe fourth, Josh Anderson fifth, Mike Howard sixth, Stephen Henning, Colton Ward, Travis Farmer, and Bobby Hadaway. Rounds out your top 10. Robert McKay, Kane Cannon, Elijah Fisher, Darcy Harr. Standout performance for the 35. Unfortunately, it'll go awry in the closing laps. Jeffrey Peppers in 15th. Jason William, Paul Chavez, 16th and 17th. James Hadaway will have to round out the field in 18th. And on down through the field. It was not the night for Hernandez, for Maddox, for the two full throttle Union drivers of Brent Hammerhand and Robert Will Hoyt. They will be 21st and 22nd. That should be 19th through 22nd. AJ Thompson will round out the field 23rd. David McCullough not even turning a lap tonight. All right. So, going to be a bit of a break for Inspired for 2 weeks. Labor Day weekend coming up. Rest of the week, HGR will more than likely be on tap. Little Dog, Big Dog, MMS on Wednesday night. Tune into that. Saturday night, Midnight Racing League will continue their Super Speedway Series. Round 4 at Daytona. And then next Sunday, there will be no broadcasts next Sunday, as I will be in Darlington, South Carolina for the Southern 500. And then, yeah, don't know what really else is planned for next week, but that is the remainder of this week. Until then, congratulations to Tyler Stone. He is your winner tonight from Daytona, from the Clash. And we will see everybody 2 weeks' time. Mark it on your calendar. Inspire 250. And we'll see who goes into the history books. Until then, everybody have a good night. We'll see you next time.